Hey there, Hammer fam. Welcome back to HammeredHead. Still on the road today out at Fort Worth. Another figure got from the Holocron toy store. It's the Naboo Soldier from the Saga Collection. There have been, I think, 4 different versions of Naboo Soldiers in various lines, and none of them look the same. So this is the first one we're going to look at. It's the yellow variant. But he looks pretty cool in there. He looks pretty ripped, actually. Dude is huge. I do like the image on the card back. It's like the hanger right before Darth Maul opens the door. And then a pretty cool shot there. That actor's probably pretty happy that he got to be on the action figure box. Good for him. What do we get? Saga 50. And then a dope shot of like all the soldiers and pilots and stuff hanging around. Naboo Soldier, Battle of Naboo. Though Naboo is a peaceful world, the people of the planet understand that peace comes at the price of vigilance. Outnumbered and outgunned by the Trade Federation, many of the humans of Naboo step up and volunteer when it comes to rise up against the occupying droid armies and retake their cities. Mission, retake the Palace of Theed. Dislikes, droid armies. Goal, peace on Naboo. Hey, good for him. Dope. Really boring stance there. Whatever. Maybe we can get him to do something cooler. And we get a red Luke Skywalker for the hologram. So that's pretty cool. Let's check him out. And here he is. He's not really the best figure. I have a few complaints about him. I'll try to get out of the way early. For starters, the blaster looks really cool, but the handle is so massive, it doesn't really fit in his hand very well. It's pretty tough to get him to hold it. The design is cool though, so I'll give it that. It's, pretty unique. Very highly detailed. It's, got some interesting paint apps on it. So this is made very well. It just does not fit in his hand. And then the follow-up to that is that he has a foregrip on it, which would look really cool if he's like pew 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 pew. But he only has swivel elbows and wrists, and then the ball joint shoulders don't really have an amazing range of motion because of the way that his tunic is sculpted. So it's pretty tough to actually get him to hold this with 2 hands. I say tough, it might not even be possible at all. So that I don't like. Again, the blaster itself looks awesome. Just the way he holds it is kind of an L. Appearance-wise, though, the figure does look good. I really like this sort of mustard yellow outfit on him. I think that color translated really well onto the figure. The sculpt is a little bit dull. The tunic looks good, but the belt is a little bland, I guess. The boots, though, look good. I like the design on those. It actually looks pretty well made. And then the helmet looks goofy, but I think it's supposed to look goofy. Even in the movie, it looks like a little stupid. This line down the middle is unfortunate, but it's okay. I like the writing on the top, and it does pop off. And he's got a pretty dope haircut. The head sculpt actually looks really good. For, a generic person, they actually put, decent amount of effort into making him look realistic. So yeah, overall, I think the appearance is for the most part good. Just the execution with the articulation, which I'll get into now, makes him kind of an L figure. Yes, articulation isn't very good. He's got a ball joint head, which barely goes up and down at all. Then ball joint shoulders, which are really tough to move. And again, you don't have a whole lot of flexibility in there. And swivel elbows, which really dates this figure. This was one of the best things that we got rid of in Star Wars action figures. But I will say on this, you can't really see the elbow jutting out behind too much when you move it. A lot of figures with swivel elbows, you turn the elbow and there's just an angle of their body sticking out. It looks really weird. But it's pretty smooth on this guy. So again, appearance-wise, it's not the end of the world. Then we get swivel wrists, which is a nice touch. Swivel waist, swivel hips, which I have trouble going back because of his tunic. It's kind of soft plastic, but not the softest. So it really restricts his backwards movement. Then we get ball joint knees. Are they ball joint? Yeah. Ball joint knees, which barely move back at all because of the pants. And yeah, no ankles. So yeah, the range of motion on this guy is really not good. Accessory wise, we get the standard Saga Collection stand, which is again one of my favorite things to include. Naboo Soldier, Phantom Menace, and we get a red hologram Luke Skywalker, which looks pretty good. The lightsaber is mostly straight, which is a nice score. That's the Saga Collection Naboo Soldier. This figure did not age very well, to be honest. I think the overall appearance is good, but the articulation and range of motion is just unacceptable by today's standards. And I just am really pissed off that he can't hold the blaster very well, because it is such a cool and unique accessory. It's just disappointing that he doesn't hold it the way he's intended to. So that makes me a little bit sad. But like I said, there are maybe 3 other versions of Naboo Soldiers in the various collections. I really like the mustard on this guy. I think the color looks good, but if you prefer like the red one, maybe you can get a different one. I'd say you could probably pass on this guy unless you like want to army build a Naboo guard army for some reason. But yeah, this is definitely not the best figure out there, especially in the Saga Collection, which is normally pretty good. So I'm a little disappointed, but for a diorama, if he's just going to be standing there, I think he'll fit in okay. But let me know what you think in the comments. As always, thank you to my Patreon subscribers. Be sure to follow on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Check out the Patreon page. And don't forget, stay hammered.